Hello and welcome back to another part of our discussion on moral ambiguity. Last time we talked about like artists or whatever who are kind of evil in their personal life, but maybe they've got art that you want to consume. And are you allowed to do that? You know, with a clean conscience. Could you listen to Diddy music and sleep at night? And I determined that the answer is yes. That doesn't give you a free pass to just be like, oh, say whatever you want about them. Like, we also determined that the more influence you have, the more it is your responsibility to ensure that your audience is well informed of your perspective on the person, right? You can't just be like, oh, I love the art and not say anything else. But in the privacy of your own room, if you want to listen to Diddy, I think it's fine. So sue me. Write in the comments below if you if you don't like that. So anyway, this is going to be kind of an extension of that conversation, but it has to do with, like, are you allowed to take money or something from somebody who is evil, right? So usually we're not the ones being offered this deal with the devil to sell our souls. But a lot of the time we do see, people like Bill Burr recently who accepted basically a bribe to go to Saudi Arabia and perform a comedy show. I can't believe it, Bill. You just went down on the list there for me there. Like, that was so disappointing to see that. But I think it happens a lot where people accept money from Satan, and all of a sudden we're just like, as normal people are like, why did you do that? How could you accept that money? So I want to talk about that because I don't think that it's a clear-cut thing, because would it be possible for, let's say, Bill Burr to be like, after he gets back from his selling his soul out, to make up for that, to compensate for that? And I would say yes. Hypothetically, he could easily have gotten back and been like, yeah, screw that. I did this deal to basically feed 1 million, hungry people. And screw Saudi Arabia. So, and I think we could have, forgiven him for that in that case, right? So, I think there are times when you can compensate. Like, I think it's the same thing. It's the same discussion that we had last time, where it's like, art came out of an evil person, and money can come out of an evil person, and a good person can take that, and it doesn't, it's just like guilt by association. It's like homeopathy for ethics, right? In homeopathy, you take like a small drop of something and you dilute it into water, and you take a drop of the dilution and add it to another solution until suddenly you've got a thing that doesn't actually have any of the original compound in it, not even a molecule left in it. And we say that it's got the essence of the original thing in it. It's kind of like that, where it's like, just because an evil person touched something doesn't make it evil. Like, money that came from evilness, isn't inherently evil money, I would say, as long as taking it doesn't facilitate the making of more evil money for that person, I guess. I don't know. If you taking the money actually gives them more power or something, then yeah. Which I guess you could kind of say would happen in any case, because evil just follows you everywhere you go. So I don't know. So yeah, I think once again we're left with the nuance of like, when are you allowed to take money and when are you not? Because in the case of like Bill Burr or whatever, I'm like totally just like, boo, that sucked. But kind of any money you make, any substantial money that's possible to make in this world, I think is inherently like it touches evil in some way at some point. And yet a lot of the world's problems could be solved with a better distribution of money. And so the idea like, oh, if just we had some good billionaires out there, right? But the problem also is like, how can you be a good billionaire if the concept of being a billionaire would be, a good billionaire would be like distribute your money? Well, then you wouldn't be a billionaire anymore. But then also you, as the good billionaire, could be like, well, I need my billions of dollars so I can invest it and make more billions, and then I can distribute that. But then once you get those more billions, then you're like, well, if I invest that, I can make even more billions. And it's a slippery slope, right? At what point do you say, like, what point do you actually start being good and not just behaving exactly the same as all the other billionaires? And that's a good point, because this is something I've thought about a lot. Like, what could I do as just a normal dude to have influence in the world, right? Like, you got to invent something good or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's either you make a lot of money or you have a lot of influence or something. And really, yeah, like how can you do that? Now, of course, I don't know. I've been thinking recently that you don't necessarily need to have money or influence yourself that actually like follows you around, that accumulates with you. If you can start a sort of movement or something, and the power is in the people within the movement, then I think that that's much better. So I've been trying to float this idea recently, and we'll get into it at some point, I think, about a movement of like equal opportunity and fair, I don't know, fairness. I don't know how it's going to work yet, but it's going to be like this thing based on like educating and being like symbolically in solidarity with other like-minded people who also want the world to be fair and to be as free and just, yeah, nice to live in as possible, right? So, but anyway, that's beside the point. The question is, if I were offered $1 billion by Mr. Musk man, to, let's say, I don't know, sell one of my ideas to him, just the revulsion. Would I do it? And it's like, man, that's a lot of money that I could then invest and make more money that I could then, but it's money that I could use to actually do something, right? I wouldn't just be out here walking around in the middle of nowhere. Or actually, I probably would still, but hopefully I could be doing more than just walking around in the middle of nowhere and making videos that nobody's going to watch. I could be putting money out to help people that would actually make a difference or something. Or funding things that could make a difference. But of course, all of this would be like hinged on that idea of selling my soul in a way. To sell something to Elon Musk. Ugh. But honestly, I mean, depending on what the deal was, I mean, I wouldn't actually want to sell my soul, but if it was like this idea that you can do what you want with, that I don't think is gonna be like, it's not one of my like life goals or life projects. It doesn't feel like I'm actually selling my soul or selling my rights to be the way that I want to be in the future, to be a good person. If I'm still free to do whatever I want, and it's just, I don't know, something, then fine. I would be like, okay, I guess. I think that you can take the money. You can take evil money and turn it good, I guess. I don't know, what do you think? I think it's the same thing as the art, where it's not just evil by association. When it comes into your hands, when you listen to that music, it is up to you to decide how to move forward in the world. Because ultimately, I think ethics is just determined by how we interact with other people and how we make them feel. And also, I guess, how we choose to make ourselves feel. And that's why I think that guilt tripping ourselves is not a good ethical thing, because we also matter ethically. And so if you can listen to Diddy and take some take some emotional solidarity out, I guess, it doesn't cause you to harm anybody else, and it's like you get your full closure of that. That's a positive experience. I don't know. To me, that seems like an overall ethical positive. And so just in the same way, taking money, like, what matters is what you can do with it in the future. And I think, yeah, I mean, I think most people would agree, even though I think also most people feel like I do, where it feels kind of wrong. It feels like you shouldn't take money from Elon Musk. No. You should refuse out of principle. Or like, what's her name? The Nobel Prize winner from Venezuela, who just gave her Nobel Peace Prize to Trump. I see that and I'm just like, why? Like, come on, don't do this. But then I think about it more and I'm like, it's just a symbol. Like, it doesn't mean anything. And like, if it actually could have worked to bribe Trump into like getting out of Venezuela and putting somebody good in charge, then like, yeah, give him your Nobel Peace Prize. Like, I don't know. You see what I'm saying though? Like, I have that immediate revulsion with things like that. But then hypothetically it could have worked. Like, in that case, you're depending on Satan himself to basically do something good with a gift, with a bribe, which maybe isn't very wise, but like, I mean, what is it hurting? I guess. I don't know. I think it's okay. I think it was a good thing to do, honestly. Like, screw it. You tried. You did something. You did your best. And same thing with like all the comedians who went out to Saudi Arabia and sold their souls. It's like, yeah, I think we collectively are like, you suck for doing that. But hypothetically, you could come back and denounce like all of that and just be like, no, actually, screw my NDA, lock me up, I just wanted your money. And I think we would cheer. I think we would be like, yeah, screw them collectively, and we would be on the side of this person after all. So yeah, I guess that's where I'm at here. Unfortunately, I'm kind of at a loss right now to think of examples where people were actually able to take money from the devil and put it to good use and kind of stab the devil in the back. But I think maybe that's just because this last year has been a little, lacking in that sort of thing. A little discouraging. So anyway, I think we'll call it here. And so my conclusion is that you can take money from the devil, but you have to be very careful. If you're actually selling your soul and being like, I am no longer going to be like by an irrevocable contract, like I'm no longer going to be able to be a good person, then no. I would say, what does it profit you if you gain the whole world, but you have to sell any ability to save the world, right? It does nothing, right? You've done nothing good, so screw you. So yeah, contingent on that. And that's something that we're each gonna have to judge for ourselves. And we do have to judge that for ourselves in each moment. Every time we take money, every time we take a favor from somebody that is not a good person, we have to decide what we're gonna do. Anyway, I think you get my perspective here. What do you think? Tell me about it. Maybe I'll make another video if you convince me. Let's do it.